Hey everybody, this is Alex Merced from alexmercedcoder.com, and this is a live stream. I haven't done one of these in a long time. I'm going to start trying to make this more of a habit where, on top of just the videos where I cover like different topics, I'm going to try to do live streams where I do like a code challenge or algorithm or something like that, just so you guys can like watch my process if I just tackle sort of like a new thing. So let's take a look. I'm at codewords.com. And let's start with something light, just so you know, as a test run of this. So I want to do something in JavaScript. Okay, but we'll be doing things in other languages in other episodes. Let's do a level 7. Okay, and okay, so let's see here. Keep it square, check for prime numbers, find the next perfect square, split in parts, vowel changer. Let's do vowel changer. Let's see how this is. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to read the challenge. So create a function that changes all the vowels excluding y in a string and changes them all to the same vowel. The first parameter of the function that changes all the vowels excluding y in a string and changes them all to the same vowel. The first parameter of the function is the string, and the second is the vowel that all the vowels in the string are being changed to. For example, input vowel, okay. Easy enough. I could do this with regex. We can do that actually. So let's. Now here's how I would typically do this. I'm gonna copy this, head over here. Let me open up my Scratch folder, screenshots. Okie dokie. Let's close all these windows. And what I'm going to do is create a Scratch file. So we'll just call this all vowels. Actually, I have a better place to do this. A file, open folder. I have a lot of stuff. So in my development folder, if I go to personal folder, is this where I have it? Yep, daily code practice. Let's go into the JavaScript folder, JS. Okay. Code challenges. And then what I usually do is I'll just add it here. So we'll say all vowels .js. And then I'm going to post this here. Okay. And then what I will do is I will copy one of the tests here. Okay, so vowel change. Okay. This way I have VS Code at my arsenal, which makes life a lot easier because it's what I'm more familiar with, and then I can just go back and copy over the resulting function. Okay, so here's my function. Now, first things first, if I'm going to use regex, first thing I'm going to want to do is develop the right regex. So regex, is it regexer? Yeah, there we go. Okay. So what I want to do is do this: A space E space I space O O U. If I'm successful, all of these should be separate sort of findings. Okay. So should be pretty straightforward. So let me just clear this out. I mean, technically it should just be one letter. Okay, that could be either A, E, I, O, U. Okay, that was pretty straightforward. Okay, because again, for those not familiar with regex, basically the idea is that you have these two slashes represent the beginning and the spelling of the regex, and I'm describing sort of the pattern I want to match. So when I put the square brackets, I'm saying one character. But that one character can match anything in the curly brackets. So A, E, I, O, U. Now let's see here if I put Y. Does that match? Nope. Good. If I put X, does that match? Nope. Okay, good. So that works. So that's our regex. Okay. Cool. Okay, now what I want to use is the match function. Okay, so now I have to remember how that works. Regex.match. Or actually, I want to use match all. Okay. And if I remember correctly, regular expression. Let's see here, here we go. String dot match all. You pass in the regular expression. Okay, and then you're gonna get an array. Okay, and let's just take a look at what that array looks like. So in this case, I'm gonna take the string dot match all, and then we're going to pass in the regex, which is A-E-I-O-U. Let's just do it with the dash E for search the whole string. Okay, and then let's just save the result. Const result equals string.match all. And let's just first return result. And again, let's console log the result of vowel change. Make sure it's what we think it should be. Okay, and let's see here. Open up the terminal. I want to actually open it up in this particular folder, so I want to right click on it, open an integrated terminal. And I am going to say node all vowels. Okay, yes, what I thought I'd get an iterator. Okay, now the question is, what do I get when I iterate over it? Because if I remember right, I'm going to end up using reduce to reassemble the string. If I remember how I did this in the past. Not this specific thing, but another thing where I used the match all. Because what it does, match all is going to find all the different matches and then give you back this iterator. So what I'm going to do is do a for, since it's an iterator, okay, for x of result let's console.log x. I just want to see what's inside that iterator. Okay, so let's see here. A-E-I-O-U. Okay, yeah, because it's finding a lot of different ones. E-I-O-U. Is that all it's giving me? So essentially what it's doing, it's giving me all the A's. Okay. That's fine. Now, other fun question is what happens if I spread that? So console.log, if I turn that just into an array, so I can use like reduce result, what do I get? Okay, good, I get an array of the arrays. That's fine. Okie dokie. I think I know how I'm going to do this. And I think the way I'm going to do this is way more complicated than it needs to be. But I really want to play with this whole match all function. Cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use, well, actually, I did want to keep that. Oh, well. Okay, so what I want is to make const result array equals an array where I spread the result. Okay, so I'm spreading that iterator so that way it's an array because I want to use the array methods. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to start a reduce const reduce const, what am I doing? Const result or final equals, and then it's going to be result r dot reduce. Okay, and reduce is going to take in a function of what we want to do each time for each letter, or for really each array in that array. And then we're going to start off with the string. Okay, so my logic is going to be this. I want to go through each array, find, so if that's an array of matches, I'm going to go find that match and swap it out. Okay, and that's going to be the deal there. I mean, I could use like replace, and this would be a lot faster, but again, I want to have some fun with this. Okay, so basically what I want to do is if for each one, okay, and if I take a look at these arrays, again, the first item in the array is the letter I want to match. So first thing I'm going to do is to create a string, create an array from the string, const string r equals string dot split, and I'm going to split it based on that, so that splits it by a letter. And then what I want to do is find the index of the first instance of the current match. So I'm going to say const index equals string array dot find index, because I just want the index. And for each letter, what I wanted to do is see if the letter equals, and then I have to actually put the things in here. So the accumulator, the item, and the index. I don't think I'll need the index all that much, actually. I won't need the index at all. Letter item 0. So I'm just saying, hey, in the current match array, I want it to match that first thing in the array, which is a letter. Okay, so like if the letter matches a letter, that's the index I want to find. Give me that index. And then what we're going to do is we're going to say string r index equals the vowel. And then we're going to return the string array joined. And that's sort of basically like I just rejoined the string, I replaced that letter, and now it's going to do it again for the next match, the next match, the next match, until we've rebuilt, essentially rebuilt the string, just except now all the letters, all the vowels are going to be I. So let's see if that works. I think that's it. Again, that's probably a little bit more complicated than need to, because you have like functions like replace built into strings and whatnot. Undefined. Oh, because here's why. I didn't return final. Return final. Okay. Oh, nope, that didn't quite do it. And the question is, why not? So let's think about the logic here. Return final. We're doing it over the result array. And it should be doing this multiple times. So let's just see. String r dot find index. Because basically the way this looks like, it only did the first one and then just stopped. Okay. So let me just see what we get when I console.log the item. And does it console log each item? Okay, so like, is it actually looping? It is. So then theoretically, and technically it's giving me the index. Okay, so technically I could just replace already. I don't even really need to think about it. So I could just use that. So I could actually save myself this. We'll still split it. I mean, I could probably, again, I'm pretty sure I can replace it just as a string, but in this case, I would just basically use index is going to be item 1 equals vowel. And then we join the string, and let's just see here. That might just do the trick. No, then it doesn't replace anything at all. Now, why is that? Because I'm returning the string array dot join. I'm replacing it with the vowel. Where did I make a mistake? Let's just see here. Let's console.log string r. So I think I got the point of this. Console.log string r. Is it an array? An array like I think it should be. Okay, and then here I'm going to console.log item 1, make sure that's what I think it should be. Let's just start with that. Always question our assumptions. Okay, so see, I'm getting undefined for the second item of the array. Okay, so that then begs the question, then what is item? Console.log item. So it does look like an array to me. Oh, I see. There's keys. So they're properties of the object. Okay, so it's an array, but technically there's only one item in the array, and there's 3 keys. So really what I want to do here is item.index. Oh, Alex. Okay, so let me just clear all this out. Clear these console logs. I see. See, console logs are your friend. Okay. Let's see if that does what I wanted to do. Still not. Okay, let's console log, see if my assumption was right. Console.log item.index. Yeah, that's what it is. It is the index. So technically it should be grabbing the index and then changing it to vowel. So here's what we're going to do. Const r. So before I return it, let's console.log what r is. Make sure that that's turning out to what I think it is. Okay, and then return r. Yeah, it's not making the change. Maybe this is not a number, so let's try parsing this int. Okay. Now the question is it referring to the right thing? So console.log. If I do this, if I console log this, do I get the letter I think that would be referring to? So let's find out. Yeah, so it is changing it to I, theoretically, because console log link string r parse, and then we do string r dot join. It was only changing the last one. But technically the way reduce should work is that technically what I changed here should be where we start on the next one, unless I'm grabbing the wrong thing. So let's see here, console log item index. Oh, I know why. I'm splitting the string. Ooh, not the accumulator. There we go. That's the ticket. Okay, so now let's try like a look, and there it is. It works. So let me clean this up. See, simple mistakes. Use your variables. Don't refer to things outside your function. You're gonna cause side effects like that. Okay, so that technically does what I wanted to do. So let's go bring it over to Code Wars. Okay, and let's go give it an attempt. Okay, so basically what's happening here is that match all is like a very new version, very new function in JavaScript. Like it's like, so apparently like the version of Node that's powering the underlying here is old enough that match all is not available in that version of Node. I know it works. We saw it in VS Code. It works, but I'm gonna have to think of a different solution. Okay, so we'll do what would have been the easier solution. Okay, so let me copy the basic function again. So let me just go here and hit Control Z. I'm gonna have that commented out. We'll do this again, and basically string.replace. Is it a replace all? I think there's a replace all. Yeah. Method returns a new string that with matches of a pattern replaced by the replacement. The pattern can be a okay, yeah, that's even easier. Okay, so then that just becomes like this. Basically, return string dot replace all. And then I just pass in the regex, AEIOU, and then just pass in the replacement, okay, which is vowel. Let me just make sure that that's the right syntax. Yeah, so P replace all, dog, monkey, regex, ferret. Okay, good. And then that's it. So let's see if that works. Nope. Then. Oh, because I wrote replace app. That's a fun one. Okay, doesn't like that either. Right. Replace all call with a non-global. Oh, it wants me to put the little g here, so that we can look through the entire string. Okay, there we go, and that works, and that's a much quicker result. Okay, I'm gonna make this even fancier. Okay, we're gonna sit there and say, make this const vowel change equals, make it an arrow function so we can get rid of those curly brackets. Get rid of the return keyword. I guess let's be fancy about it. Okay, and essentially this one line does the same as all this up here. Although I deleted an extra parentheses. There we go. Okay, and essentially that's that. Okay, unless now it's going to complain that I didn't write it with the function keyword, but we'll see. Okay, const vowel change. You like it? Do you like it? See, string to replace all, it's not a function. Oh, is that new too? Boo! Yeah, because let's see here, replace all. How new is that? Explorer node. Yeah, as of node 15. Okay. So that is fairly recent, and I'm assuming they're going to be running like node 14. And then what was match all? When was that given support? Back in 12. And it's saying it doesn't support it. Silly. Doesn't detect it. Shame. Okay. Let's do it the less fun way. String.replace. Okay, and here's the thing, like as a developer, you're not going to memorize every function all the time. Like I don't do that much string manipulation. But the idea is that you get familiar that the tools exist. Like I know match all exists, I know replace all exists, I know replace exists. So I know if I need them, I can go like do a quick search and see like, oh, what was the syntax in that again. I think too many newer developers are all constantly thinking like, I gotta memorize all this stuff. All this stuff has gotta be like at the top tip of my fingers all the time. I gotta look at an algorithm and just know what the answer is. Not necessarily the case. Okay, so here we go. Regex ferret. Cool. So I think I can kind of pretty much do the same thing here. So let's just do this with replace. I think I can pretty much pass the same arguments and get the same result. Yep. Okay. That's fine. Okay. And that's because I returned the G. Like you have to always do the G, I think, with the replace all. And this one is like you could replace a single letter if I didn't put like the dash G. Like I think if I don't put the global flag in there on the regex, let me just try that out. Just test my hypothesis real quick before I search too much. Yeah, so if I do without the G, then it just replaces the first instance. But the G allows me to replace it all, which makes you wonder why they bother replacing the replace all. But I'm sure replace all does some extra things. So let me go take a look. This pattern replaced by replacement. The pattern can be a string, and the replacing can be a string or a function to be called for each match. Also because you can also pass a string. And before, if you use replace, it would only replace the first instance. So it doesn't give you much an advantage when you're working with regex, but it does when you're working with strings. Okay, so let's try this again. Okay, and you better not complain that doesn't exist. Yes. Okay, good. Good. Okay. And yes, and I've ranked up. Yay! I need to spend more time on this. Like I should be probably higher than lower than rank 6 at this point, but I just don't spend enough time doing these. So that's why I'm going to be doing these live streams. You guys can watch me do these and realize that someone who does a lot of videos and talks about code way too much still sometimes struggles with console logging and whatnot and basic things, because it's just life of a coder. You know you figure things out as you need to figure them out. It's just being aware of your tool sets and being aware of what you can do, so that way you know you can look it up and can do the thing, and basically constantly thinking of the pattern, thinking of your intention first. So notice, I kind of had an idea of what I wanted to do, even though if I didn't remember every single like syntax for every function to do it, but I didn't think about that first. I thought about sort of like, what are the steps? What is sort of the where I'm going, and then I kind of figured out how I'm going to get there along the way. So hopefully this was useful. I'll see y'all later. My name is Alex Merced from alexmercedcoder.com. Go join the Slack community over there at devnursery.com, and follow me on Twitter, and subscribe to my channel on YouTube, and have a great day and enjoy. And then for those of you who are watching on Twitch, because this is kind of I've had the Twitch channel for a while. I haven't really done anything with it. Thank you for watching on Twitch. Do subscribe as well. I'll be doing these more regularly. Thank you. See y'all later.